Hey, this is Scott, Photography Banzai. In this video, I'll be going over the Sony A9. I had a chance to do a hands-on with this camera recently at my local camera shop, Cameracraft in Rockford, Illinois. Great camera shop. If you're in the area, definitely check them out. First impressions, it's super tiny, especially for what type of camera it is. You know, it's definitely geared towards that high-end professional, but it is small. Even though it's small, it's extremely solid, has a ton of buttons, nice tactile controls, a lot of custom buttons you can adjust to whatever function you want. It does have a scroll wheel type thing, which I'm not a huge fan of. So you can see you can control all of the autofocus modes. Each dial has a button you press down to unlock it for that moment. And of course it has the two dials on the camera. It does have a nub for adjusting autofocus and things of that nature, which is great to have. The doors on the ports area is really the least liked thing of this camera for me. They work well enough, they're just a little hard to open. It's probably because it's a brand new camera, but it's got all of the features ports wise you would expect. It even does have that Ethernet port. Of course, nice large battery in this case, so definitely good that they upgraded the battery for the A9. Nice solid feel to the door, though it's kind of interesting you have to lock it down yourself. I'm used to the Nikon cameras where you just push it and it has a spring in there. It does have two card slots, which is great. I think one is UHS 2, the other one is not, which is not so great. But I noticed you have to put a card in the bottom slot, otherwise the camera won't work. I'm used to Nikon where you put it in either slot and it doesn't matter. So a little hard to get the cards out of this. Of course, it is a small camera. You can expect some little issues like that. It does have the tilting screen, very similar to the Nikon D750 that I have. I think it's a little bit more robust than the Nikon in this case, but you can still see the cable that goes from the screen to the camera once you open it. So this camera has a ton of settings in the menu. It's kind of nice interface. Each screen has one group of items, so you do a lot of scrolling sideways to pick different options, but I think it works pretty well in this case because you don't have to keep scrolling downward and then forget which screen. At least in the Nikon DSLRs that I have, you have to do a lot of vertical scrolling, which a lot of times I forget. Even though I've used the camera for a ton of time, I forget which area of that large vertical list it is in. So that's pretty much it for my hands-on time with this camera. Not much to say besides it's very solid, very small, and of course very fast. Great camera, definitely want to get some hands-on time with it yourself if you have the chance. So I'm Scott from Photography Banzai. Hope you found this video interesting. Again, this is thanks to Cameracraft in Rockford, Illinois. I'll hopefully be getting some more hands-on time there in the future for more videos. Thanks again.